Welcome back, Soulful Society, to Soulful of Wellness.
The multi-generational podcast brought to you by two functional imperfectionists
And certified coaches
who deliver tips to live your most authentic and balanced life.
Oftentimes, when looking to improve mental health, the first ideas come to mind are things like meditation or yoga. However, there's one simple way to combat anxiety or depression that is free, accessible, and necessary for your everyday functioning.
Everybody wants something easy, something that's actually going to work, that's going to make a difference, that's going to do something positive for your health. Today, we have it for you. It's easy. It's available. It's basically free. You have the ability, you don't have to practice. You know how to do it. You've done it before. You will do it again. We have the one simplest thing that you can do. It will help your mental health. It will help your mood. It will help you control your hunger. It will certainly help your physical health. We have it here for you today.
Hello and welcome back.
All right, one simple, easy way to combat anxiety to help all aspects of your well-being is to stay properly hydrated.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Moment of silence for this huge bomb you dropped in our laps.
So we all know this. We've heard it before. This is not late-breaking news. The brain is made up of about 73% water. Brain function can be severely impacted by all levels of dehydration. Even subtle, even just falling a little behind in your daily intake. And it affects not just your physical health, but your mental health and well-being as well. Hydration is often overlooked as a very simple, straightforward solution to improving mental health. Individuals struggling with overwhelming feelings of depression or anxiety often forget to drink water, or, this happens a lot, choose caffeinated drinks in an effort to try to elevate their energy levels, to get themselves revved up and going.
Oh, yeah.
Go for the water.
If there's a Coffee Addicts Anonymous, sign me up.
Yeah.
But actually, no. I'm preaching it to the entire Soulful Society on a podcast. So actually, I just liked the alliteration of anonymous addiction.
Addicts
Anonymous. But make it not anonymous. This paints hydration in an entirely new light because I'm constantly walking around sort of aware of my dehydration and attempting to fix it here and there. But in reality, most of us are not getting enough water, right? And
absolutely.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit, right? Like I said, I will grab more and more caffeine. For me, it's coffee, not energy drinks, in an effort to get that energy boost, not being aware of the fact that hydration is the simplest fix that knocks out actually a lot. Brain function, energy, anxiety. Who knew?
I will fully admit that there have been numerous occasions in my life where I have known and even voiced, I know I'm a little dehydrated right now, but I am just going to deal with it because because I don't want to have to keep running to the bathroom, or because all the different, really honestly stupid reasons I have for choosing to let myself remain just a little dehydrated. I'm not doing it anymore.
Right. Well, why do I always focus on my dehydration the most when I'm hungover?
Mm-hmm.
When I've done something to my body where it is fully screaming at me with the headaches, with the shakes, all of those fun symptoms of a hangover. And then I'm pounding, Pedialyte, electrolytes, water, juices, you name it.
Right. You said, why do you? You just answered your own question because your body is screaming at you, punishing you, and preventing you from doing the things like holding you hostage until you take care of it. That's why you're focused on it. So we're here to say, don't let it get to that point. Don't let it get halfway to that point or even a tenth to that point. Be on top of it. 49% of adults and 61% of children and teens in this country don't drink enough regularly.
I believe it. Do you know that there's a calculation you can do where you take your weight and divide it in half, and that's the amount of ounces that you should be drinking for your body of water per day?
Mm-hmm. Get ahead of the curve. So we'll get to the part in a little bit where I have been using myself as my own guinea pig, as I've been known to do for the podcast. I'll let you know what I've been trying and what my mental and physical reaction to it has been.
Fantastic.
Do you get frustrated with your inability to focus at times? Hydration, so important for your cognition. Basic necessary brain functions like focus, memory, restitution, dexterity, and coordination, especially those fine motor skills.
Your mood. It can impact happiness, help with tension, fatigue, confusion, perceived difficulty of a task. That is so interesting.
That's a big one.
Wow.
Do you find yourself getting irritated and annoyed because something just seems frustratingly unnecessarily difficult? Like something you're like, oh, this is the stupidest little thing. Why is this so challenging right now?
Yes.
Go chug 16 ounces of water.
Right.
Come back, try it again.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I would love to share a little tip that really helped me. First of all, I had a buddy, shout out to Lindsay, at work back when we were in person. What we would do is there's this fantastic juice bar in Bethesda called Puree Juice. And in order to be more environmentally friendly, you can buy your juice in a glass. So you can keep using it and recycling it. But what's fabulous is on the back, it says the measurement of the glass. So 16 ounces. So we calculated and figured out, okay, we need 4 glasses of this per day to be hydrated. And I just found that to be really insightful and doable because there I am. I'm staring at the glass. I'm like, oh, I only need 4 of these. Instead of blindly, going about your day thinking like, did I get enough water? Especially if you don't like tracking like me, or if it's hard for you. That's just a good, easy, measurable way to do it. Is pick your favorite glass or cup that you know how many ounces and go from there.
You're describing the classic pint glass that when you get a draft beer, it's in that glass. Think about how many times you've been at a bar and had 3 or 4 draft beers.
Yeah.
That didn't seem like a challenging amount of liquid to consume. That's why I think when I think, 4 pint glasses a day, absolutely no problem. That does not seem daunting.
If you're a coffee addict like me, hi, drinking a glass of water after every cup really does help. And I notice a difference because I can also feel myself getting dehydrated. It's very strange while I'm drinking coffee, even though it's my favorite ritual in the morning. So it's another way to, give yourself a mental pat on the back and be like, well, see, like every cup of coffee, I'm drinking a cup of water.
Yes. Have you ever played that little mind game with yourself at the bar where you drink 1 water for every bar beverage that you drink? And you can look at it either way. You can say, I drink the water and then I get my drink or I get my coffee. So it's like you're earning your drink. Or you can do it the flip side. It's my reward. Like I drank my coffee. Now I reward my body with my accompanying water.
Right. Because we're not saying take away your favorite drinks. Like caffeine or alcohol or anything like that, but just being aware that those things are going to dehydrate you even more wherever you started on your baseline, you're just going to tank.
So when you are even just a touch dehydrated, we're not talking clinically, you need to go get an IV line, but your brain and your body know when you're a little bit behind, or maybe you're not even behind, but you've been sweating, which is another reason. Let me just interrupt myself to say that's why I'm so glad we're doing this episode in January, because in the summer, I am much better about my water consumption. I'm more aware of it. I'm feeling hot, so it feels good to drink the water and cool myself down a little bit. In the winter, it's not like I feel the need for a refreshing, cooling drink of water. In fact, sometimes I think, oh, I don't want a cold glass of water because that'll just make me feel cold from the inside out.
Oh my God, yeah.
Water doesn't have to be cold. It can be room temperature. It could even be warm.
Ooh, hot water with lemon is such a good detoxifier too. Your liver will be really happy if you just start adding a little bit of warm water with lemon before your meals.
Back to where I was before I interrupted myself. Just a little bit of dehydration decreases your vigor, your happiness, your alertness, your calmness, your ability to concentrate, and your visual working memory.
Guys, I'm so dehydrated, like hearing all of these symptoms.
I'm tempted to say we have to pause and you need to go chug. All right, when you're dehydrated, even just a little, you have an increase in tension in your body, fatigue, sleepiness, confusion, that brain fog, that like, oh, I need to shake my head and clear the cobwebs.
Yes.
Anger or ability to control those negative emotions, or an ability to be able to process and move through those negative emotions like frustration and anger. The difficulty that you perceive even little tasks to be, headaches, and hunger. Often when you think you're hungry, you're actually thirsty.
It's a very wise tidbit, Kit. I learned that quite some time ago, and it was very enlightening. So now I'm thinking, when I see those tempting, beautifully branded fizzy drinks that say they have calm, like CBD in them, and they're supposed to calm you down, like, no, just go grab water.
Yeah. Or how about one of each? Like, do our little trick we're saying, where you say to yourself, I really want one of those. That looks fun, or that looks interesting. I just want to try it. Fine. Have a water too.
Oh,
it's
I love
one for
that.
one.
Yeah, one for
start
one.
Pairing water with your other beverages throughout the day. You'll get those 4 pint glasses down in no time.
All right, before we get into some ways and some strategies to drink more water, we're going to give you 4 concrete tips when it comes to being aware of hydration and how to implement it more as a habit. For starters, start your day and end your day with a glass of water to start each day strong and well hydrated, and to close it with some self-care. So I love this one because you could add it into your morning routine. And I learned something recently from my functional nutritionist called habit stacking, which basically means pick a habit that you already have in your routine, and when you're trying to implement a new one, stack that. So for example, I always do my skincare in the morning. So to remind me to drink this water before, I'm not allowed to do skincare until I drink my water first.
I love that idea, pairing it with something you've already integrated. Yeah. And I'll share my little myself as a guinea pig experience with this. So we started prepping this episode last week. So it's been 5 or 6 days that I started doing some of these, because I thought, that's it. I want to get to the point where I never again say, I know I'm a little dehydrated, but. So I am not on board for the one right before bed, though. I love the idea of it, and I might get there. But to be honest, I don't want to have to get up in the middle of the night to pee. So before bed, it's just a plastic cup, 16 ounces. I actually measured it, and I fill it and I set it on the bedstand right next to the bed. And when I wake up in the morning, before I even get out of bed, within my first 3 or 4 minutes of being awake, I just down it, like basically chug out on a pint of water. And I've been doing it every morning. And I set myself up for success by having it right there ready to go before bed. And I have honestly noticed a difference.
Really?
I think part of it is psychological because I am so proud that I started so strong and I don't want to drop the ball throughout the day. And I think, no, I started this day strong. I'm going to nail it. And that empowers me to be more likely to follow through throughout the day because I'm like, oh no, I'm going so strong. I'm going to keep it going. So it's just been my way to start it strong. And it's really worked out so far.
There we go. We've got our soulful guinea pig.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. So tip number 2, feel a headache coming on? That might be dehydration. Try a glass or 2 or 3 of water.
Yeah, I feel like you have nothing to lose here.
I'm also going to add a caveat here. If you're finding that water is boring, we've had these discussions before where we're like, I'm bored of water.
Yeah.
Honestly, just slice up a lemon, keep it in a Tupperware, a Ziploc bag so that it's easy to grab. Squeeze a little bit of lemon to the water. I swear it makes the biggest difference.
They have all kinds of little flavor droplets and things now. And if that's what works for you, do it.
Do it.
Make that water less boring. And I laugh at myself while I say that because I realize it is such a ridiculous thing to feel. But hey, I've felt it. Sometimes I get bored of the water.
We're validating your feelings here, Kit. Validation.
Yeah.
So tip number 3, healthy habit. Take regular sips during breaks, after each call, or before every meeting. So this one is similar to what I was saying with my example of my friend and I at work. We basically would say, okay, by the end of the workday, we want to have finished 4 glasses.
Mm-hmm. And they sell those big containers. You can order them really inexpensively on Amazon and kind of decorate your own using paint pens or nail polish and write little motivational things to yourself. So the top will say like strong start because you just sipped a little bit and then keep going. Don't give up now. And then by the end, you're like, you're almost there. You're almost done. Way to go. And then at the very bottom, like done for the day or, cute little things to make it fun.
Yeah, you could DIY it, or there's like a pretty famous one. I think you can get it off Amazon, and it lays out different times, so it helps encourage you. Or it has exactly what you're saying, Kit, like keep going, you got this. So really, as what we preach every week, it's really figuring out what works for you and just doing that.
One that works for me is such a small thing that it sounds silly, but it really works. I have a sippy cup. It's just the plastic little, once again, 16 ounces, and it has different colored lids with coordinating color straws that screw on the top. But the straw, I am so much more likely to sip from the straw than to unscrew a cap, sip, and then have to screw the cap back on. I realize it's a couple seconds, but there are times where I think like, just in a minute, whatever, I'm rolling with this. Whereas if I just grab the cup and sip, it doesn't even take a second. I can keep checking email or keep doing whatever I'm doing. And it makes all the difference. I get that much more water in.
Yes, I love it. Tip number 4, drink before you're thirsty. Ugh, this one is key and so tough, right? But that's where we're trying to build this habit so we don't get to that point where we are thirsty, because when you feel thirsty, bad news for you, you're already dehydrated.
That's when your body's starting to get stronger and it's like, now, stupid, like now, not later, not when you get home. We need something to drink now.
Right. So, Kit, should we rapid fire some ways to drink more water?
Yes. Here we go.
Here we go.
Know your needs. Every single day is not the same. Summer, hotter weather, you're outside more, you're sweating more, you're going to need more water. Days you work out, you're going to need more water. Days you're talking a lot. I don't know why that tends to dehydrate me, but when I'm talking, especially when I'm talking to a group and projecting my voice for large periods of time, my mouth gets dry. I know that's my body telling me I'm not drinking enough.
Me too. All right, keep a reusable water bottle with you. You can make that really fun. Your favorite color, motivational quotes, whatever it is, just keep it right by you. Set reminders on your phone. I mean, if that works, go for it.
Give it its own chime that you know what it means and it's not obtrusive. Or, like Kaylin was saying earlier, tie it to something you're already doing, and that is your reminder. Oh, when I wash my face, I drink 8 ounces. When I XYZ, something you're already doing throughout your day, I drink 8 ounces.
Right. When I drink my coffee, then I drink 8 ounces after my first cup, in between cups. That's what I've been doing.
If you're someone who 8 ounces is just too much, it fills up your stomach, it feels like it's sitting there not going anywhere, more frequent, 4 ounces. 2 ounces, if that seems like
A little shot.
no barriers to entry, yes, time for my shot of water. And maybe you have a shot of water on the hour every hour. Like, if that works for you, great.
I love it. Okay, so we did have an entire episode where we interviewed NTP Carla Keith about what to eat for anxiety. So check that out. We released that in the summer of 2020 if you're interested. Here are some more foods that are high in water: lettuce, celery, zucchini, cabbage, watermelon, of course, cantaloupe, and honeydew. So those are some good fruits and veggies to stock up on.
Oh, remember I mentioned if you're having a big exercise day or a sweating day, you need more water. If you're having a salty day, counteract that with some extra water.
There you have it. Another secret hidden tip that really should be more well known. That's why we're talking about it here. I don't know how it isn't. To prevent anxiety, to heal anxiety and depression potentially, and to give you more energy and a clearer brain. Hydrate, baby.
Yes, a functioning brain without mood swings that doesn't get easily confused or frustrated. That alone should make you want to go get a cup of water right now.
I'm motivated.
Me too. We hope you are too. Thank you for listening to another week here on Soulful of Wellness. If you haven't already, we would love if you followed, rated, and reviewed us, and share an episode with a friend or loved one or somebody you think might enjoy this content too.
Till next week, peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light.
The Soulful of Wellness hosts are certified health and wellness coaches. This podcast is intended to inform and entertain listeners on their wellness journey. This podcast is meant to enhance, not replace, listeners' care from doctors, therapists, or other medical providers.
So full of wellness.